Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Blue and you may recognize me from some of my other content and videos where I spoke to sustainable living and created my own zero waste apartment and lifestyle. I still hold the same values to heart, only now I take them on the road with me. I am a full-time traveler. I actually just celebrated my 1-year nomadiversary, and today we're going to be talking about my full-time traveling beauty routine. I'm not really sure where my beauty routine lies on the scale of minimalist to maximalist. I've got quite a few items here, but I'm sure it's still quite minimal to some, so it'll be interesting on hearing your reactions and your perspective. Do you think I have a lot of things, or do you think this is quite minimal? Because I'm not sure. So firstly, let's talk about hair. I have very thick and naturally oily hair, and so it's always been an ordeal to maintain. Last time I left the country, I actually had my mum hack a load of it off, put in some really extreme layers and cut a load of the length off. It has since grown a lot over the past few months, and so I might have to get her to do that again. I was taking some traveling scissors with me, but a couple months ago they actually got taken away. I knew it would be inevitable at some point through traveling through the world, and in some country it's going to be a no-go, and they were taken in Colombia, unfortunately. But while I'm back in the country, I'm going to hack this off again. But this is how I maintain it. So of course I have some normal hair ties, although I haven't been using these all that much. They're not very strong for my hair in particular, but I do have some because, you know, they're always handy. I also have a hairband which helps me keep my fringe out of my face when I'm washing my face, and I have also been using my hair stick for the past few years, ever since I discovered it, which is a fantastic tool. I'll show you quickly how I put my hair up with that. So I just twist it up in a kind of bun, and then it's as easy as just sticking it through, and that's how I do it. Really easy to put up, doesn't damage your hair at all, and then to take it down, you just take it back out again, and there it is. More recently, I picked up a classic crocodile clip, I almost forgot the name of it there, which is great for doing half-ups, full-ups, twists, buns, load of things. And I actually prefer these over a hair elastic. They're stronger and more versatile in my opinion, so that's what I use to style my hair. I also have this little pouch here that I keep two things in. A tiny little pair of thread scissors, which is great for, in an emergency, maintaining my fringe when I need to trim it if it's getting in my eyes. Since my nail scissors were taken, they were a little bit bigger than that. And I also have a pair of tweezers. Now in terms of cleaning my hair, this is the best routine that I've come up with. I have this old tin that I was sent some tea in, which is just perfect for keeping my shampoo bar in. I actually also have this tiny little bit of another travel shampoo bar that looks like it's not very much, but even this will be a good number of washes. They just last forever. I bought this over a year ago and it's still going strong. So they last a really long time, are very small and compact and lightweight, so perfect for traveling. I also have this little bottle, which I don't remember where I got it. I upcycled it from something where I keep my conditioner, and then wherever I go, when I run out, I can just top it up with a bit of conditioner and keep under 100 milliliters with me. Now I have struggled on the hairbrush front because they tend to be quite bulky. I used to have a bamboo hairbrush which was great, but it was too chunky to take with me traveling, and I needed something a bit more durable. I didn't want the little bristles popping out as they sometimes do and needing to replace them while I was on the go. But more recently, I have been using my Tangle Teezer, which brings me into the sponsor of today's video. I've been using the new Tangle Teezer plant brush, which is super gentle on dry or even wet hair. As someone with very tanglesome hair, I do tend to brush my hair through when it's wet and has conditioner in it because it helps so much to get those really tight knots out. I found that the Tangle Teezer plant brush is super gentle on my hair and scalp because of its two-tier bristles, and really easily glides through any tangles and knots, making it completely pain-free and easy to manage my hair. This helps keep my hair strong and healthy, and I really love the feeling of the bristles on my scalp. It honestly feels like a little massage every time. The plant brush is called the plant brush because it's actually made from plants, sustainably sourced castor beans to be exact. So even though it looks like plastic, feels like plastic, and performs as well as the other brushes in the Tangle Teezer range, its production is much more environmentally friendly. And even better, once your hairbrush has reached the end of its life, Tangle Teezer will recycle of it properly for you. It's so difficult to find out how to properly recycle some materials, and there are different rules in different districts, and most of the stuff we send to be recycled ends up in general waste anyway, but Tangle Teezer take that stress away by doing it for you and free of charge. And it's not only their own products they'll recycle, you can send them any plastic hairbrush and they'll dispose of it properly too. Their plant brush comes in easily recycled materials and minimal packaging, and Tangle Teezer are taking this as just their first steps towards their sustainability goals. As a full-time traveler, my hair gets put through the ringer, especially when I'm in a very hot, cold, or dry climate, when I'm soaking in the salty sea, or taking in the sun rays all day, or when I'm under a waterfall or jumping into a river beach, just soaking up all those natural minerals and quite a bit of algae as well. So having a brush compact enough to carry everywhere with me is really handy, and I can throw it in my bag and make sure my hair is perfectly cared for and kept healthy, all while I'm enjoying my adventure. It's nice and compact with an ergonomic design that means no bulky handle is needed and no bristle fallout, so this brush will last me a much longer time. As someone living out of my carry-on bag with only space enough for small items, space is like gold, and so having a brush that fits into the palm of my hand is ideal. And this little guy will be going everywhere with me from now on. So that's my hair care routine. Now moving on to skincare, which is really important, especially when traveling and going through different climates. So what I use to wash my face, I have in this little drawstring baggie, which some jewelry came in. I always keep these little baggies. They come in very handy when packing things and compartmentalizing things and finding things in my bag, where I just keep a flannel or a washcloth. And this is what I use to wash my face. Most of the time I just use water. I don't wear makeup, so for me that's good enough. And then I use this to exfoliate every few days, and that's what has been working really well for me. I did start out with a cleanser, but it turns out I don't need it, and then it's difficult to replace when I'm on the go, although there are tons of different cleansers. I'm just quite picky about mine because my skin is very sensitive. So I found just water and a flannel does the trick. Then of course I have some sunscreen, which is essential when traveling, and it's nice and small, under 100 ml, and nice and narrow and compact. The only downside is that this is in plastic packaging, so I will be looking to replace this with a better alternative when this runs out, but as of now, that's what I'm using. And then I have this little pot for my moisturizer, which looks like that. It's completely sealed and nice and compact, and I only just need a little bit because, like I said, I have oily skin, so this lasts me a really long time, and then I can just top it up whenever I need to. And then I have this lip balm as well, because my lips get very dry, especially when moving around a lot or going in the sea or if it's a sunny climate. If you have any recommendations for a sunscreen, please let me know in the comments below. When that one runs out, I will be looking to replace it with an alternative. My tooth hygiene is pretty simple. I have a classic bamboo toothbrush, which I've managed to find pretty much everywhere I go. They sell these, and a tongue scraper, which is metal, so I never have to replace. For my body, I still have my crystal salt deodorant stick, which I keep in this jar, and it just looks like that. This lasts literally decades. It looks exactly the same as when I bought this years ago, and works really well because it's not an antiperspirant, but it does kill bacteria, so you get no smell. And this is where I told you I keep all my little baggies, and they always tend to just be the perfect size. I have my menstrual cup in here, and I also have two panty liners, which I just connect to whatever underwear I'm wearing, and that's what I use when I'm on my period. My menstrual cup I love. You know, I've spoken about it for years. I've had this for over 11 years now, and just rant and rave about it, so I won't go on about the sustainability benefits of it, but for travel it's been fantastic because a lot of places don't have access to feminine hygiene products, and a lot of times I'm in a remote location where I don't have instant access when I need it either, so this is just perfect. I never have to worry about when I come onto my period if I have something available, because I always do. It's right here. Especially as someone with PCOS who has a fairly irregular period, it's just not a concern anymore. So as this is a beauty routine, I thought I'd be remiss if I didn't include also my fitness and wellness. So as a traveler, I naturally just exercise a little bit more. My step count has gone up since traveling because I'm exploring areas, I'm going for long walks. I also house sit and pet sit, so if I'm looking after a dog, I'll be doing a lot of dog walks and that gets my step count up, a lot of playing with animals as well, and just generally exploring. I've never been a gym goer. I prefer hiking and walking and stretching and that kind of exercise, so for me that's where I get my fitness from. And I do have a couple of very sacred wellness routines that are very important for me in general, but especially while traveling, because they also help me ground and come to a new space, arrive at a new space, and that is my tea ceremony and my meditation and my journaling, which I've shared about a lot, but that these three practices really help me ground and they help my mental wellness, my clarity, and my creativity as well. I do find that these practices have been vital in my mental health, and I would recommend them to anyone, not necessarily these specific ones, but whatever works for you. Find what you love in terms of physical fitness as well as mental fitness and keep going with that, because whatever it is, even if it looks completely different to the next person, as long as you're enjoying it and you see the benefits, then that's the important thing. And I also make sure to wear a mask and use hand sanitizer and keep myself as socially distanced as possible while I'm traveling, especially on public transport and in busy areas. And especially when traveling, it's so important to keep yourself as well as others safe. I know that my routine might look so vastly different to some people and it might be really close to what maybe your routine looks like. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that in the comments. Let me know if this is something that you think that you could live with, this routine, or whether you need something else. I'm just interested in what other people would bring with them, because we all find different things important. Yeah, let me know what you would bring. So that's my entire beauty routine, at least after year one of traveling full time. We'll see if this changes over the years or if it stays relatively the same. And thanks for coming, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.